Hi Shreveport Owls, I hope you're doing well. Today we will be taking a look at classifying triangles. We're going to be using a lot of our knowledge about angles in this lesson, so if you still have questions about angles and the types of angles, go back and take a look at the video from last week and reach out to your teacher if you have any questions. So again, today we are looking at classifying triangles. When we're classifying triangles, that means we're looking at what type of triangle it is and how we know that. There are two different ways that we can classify triangles. First, we can look at the sides of a triangle, so we can classify triangles by side, or we can classify a triangle by the angles that we see within the triangle. So first, let's take a look at by side. When we're looking at the types of triangles and we're looking at the triangle sides, we have three different options to choose from. A triangle can either be equilateral, isosceles, or scalene. When we have an equilateral triangle, that means that all of the sides of a triangle are equal. So in an equilateral triangle, all sides are equal. You might see something like this. On each side, there might be a little tick mark to let you know that all three sides, 1, 2, 3, are the same length. If we go down and take a look at our isosceles triangle, take a moment and look at our isosceles triangle, you might notice something different than our equilateral. We have two sides that kind of look the same, but that third side really doesn't look like it's the same length. So an isosceles triangle is when two sides are equal. So we have our two sides are equal because triangle has three sides. An isosceles triangle, 2 out of those 3 have the same length. We can still use our tick marks for an isosceles triangle. 1, 2. We're just only going to have 2 because only those two sides are the same length. And lastly, we have our scalene triangle. Scalene just sounds kind of funky, doesn't it? In our scalene triangle, if you look at this picture, do you see any sides that are the same length? I know I don't. And that's exactly what a scalene triangle is. In a scalene triangle, no sides are the same length. So side 1 is a different length than side 2, which is a different length than side 3. So we're going to write no sides are equal. So we have an equilateral triangle where all three sides are the same length, they're all equal. An isosceles triangle where two sides are equal or have the same length. And a scalene triangle where no sides have the same length and none of them are equal. So notice we didn't put any of our tick marks. That is how we can classify a triangle by the sides of a triangle. We can also classify a triangle by the angles that we see within those triangles. So for instance, if we take a look at our different options, you might see the words acute, right, and obtuse. We're going to use our knowledge of angles to help classify triangles. We already know that an acute angle, it's nice and little, it's so cute, is less than 90 degrees. It's a really, really small angle. So we know that an acute angle is small. So we know that an acute triangle, all of the angles are going to be acute. So we're going to write all angles are acute. Every single angle in this triangle, 1, 2, 3, is less than 90 degrees. If we take a look at our right triangle, we're going to know, I know that a right angle is 90 degrees. So in a right triangle, you're still going to see that little box, that little corner. And knowing that a right angle is 90 degrees, we know that in a right triangle, it's going to have one right angle. So that's what we're going to say. Right triangle has one right angle. And maybe we'll even put 90 degrees in parentheses to help us remember that 90 degrees is equal to a right angle. And last, we have an obtuse triangle. Again, we already know the word obtuse. We know that an obtuse angle is bigger than 90 degrees. So then we can also infer that a triangle, an obtuse triangle, is going to have one obtuse angle. If we take a look down here at our picture, we can see that this triangle has one angle that is way bigger than 90 degrees. So that's why we can classify this triangle as obtuse, because it has that obtuse angle. If you have any questions, please reach out to your teachers. We'll be working on classifying triangles by side and angle on this week's choice board.